So if you were to get a camera and instead of having a regular lens in the camera, one without concavity, or convexness or whatever the hell it is, without this, if you were to get a camera made with a lens that was like this, technically you would get an accurate image of what light is doing as it hits your eye before the analog light is converted to digital. Like a circus funhouse mirror. So I figured out the letter Q today, right? Obviously it comes from the 14 sign zodiac, okay? We have our Vesica Pisces, okay? We have our line of balance, which is a 1, and then we have 5 lines horizontally, the middle one being the division between the north and the south, and the left and right now become the east and the west, okay? They evolve or something. So Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet, okay? We have a one-dimensional line and 5 horizontal lines. It's like a 15. 15 is O. It looks like an O. It's the middle. Ah, but you forgot the 2 dots. You forgot Go-Go from Kill Bill and the male blue boss of the Crazy 88 who had 2 swords, okay? Those count. So those 2 dots, 1 and 1, add to 15 is 17, which is a depiction of a Q. Because what a Q is, it's a circle with one-dimensional line going through it, okay? Which is a depiction of the wheel of power. It is a wheel with an axle connected to it, which, bridges the gap between cell Earth and heaven. You do understand, free energy bridges the gap between cellular Earth and heaven. Cellular energy. No other type of energy, which is quote-unquote free, is free because it requires some sort of fuel, like the luminaries, or wind, or water, or like thorium, for fuck's sakes. How is that free energy? I need magnets. Once you possess these magnets and orchestrate them in a geometric structure with very precision-like attention to detail, you create an abundance of energy infinitely for all. Because slow and steady wins the race. So Q, I got up to 17. Now R, I know I've been jumping through the letters here and there, but it's all gonna fall into place, I'm sure. I seem like I've been negative lately, but I don't act that way when I'm not on camera, I guess, because I get in that rant mode, and then I decide it just bursts out, and I know that I'm hitting people with a colossal amount of code all at once. Okay, and you might not be already venturing with me down the rabbit hole, right? Some people have, okay? There's one other guy that really gets me. I'm pretty sure there are a couple others. But we don't talk that much, so we don't connect. I only connect really with one guy. And he sees what I'm saying, and we are both equally mind blasted, okay? And we want the whole world to wake up to this type of mind blast. It's too important not to. The comedian in the movie The Watchmen is not actually funny. And he dies, so, I don't... He's cynical. Because he's smart. And he understands how backwards, upside down, and flip the world is. And how he's so small that there's nothing he can do to change it. But it's hard. It's mentally exhausting. Having to know what I know and go through day in, day out with no forward momentum. Other than theory. I've been doing a lot of good theory. I keep saying I have writer's block, and then I come up with, I would say pretty giant epiphanies of radical awesomeness. I just want the frustration of my life to go away. That's why I do this. When I'm not good at something, it bugs me when I want to be good at it. So I get good at it until I master it, and then I go on to the next thing 110%. People can vouch for that. When I do something, I go big or I don't do it at all. It doesn't interest me. I have no knowledge of what you're talking about because I've never been interested and decided to dedicate 110% at it. So I'm very hit and miss on like shit. Like, let's leave it at that. You know, this is my Dr. Doolittle spot. She's just laying on some eggs. It's cool. But, yeah, it sucks, guy. Like, when it hits you, it might be all exciting. I don't know. Or you might... maybe you have to go through like 7 stages of something. Like anger, frustration, grief, repentance. Or I don't know what they are, but I don't know. And it literally is going down the rabbit hole. Like what I do is like literally teach and show you signs and symbols and math and counting. Like, just, it's a rabbit hole. It literally is a rabbit hole. And it tightens up and becomes a 1 because a 0 is a 1, guy. And a 1 is a 3. It's very important. How about this? I'll just end with this. Instead of being sarcastic and ridiculing others for expressing themselves the only way they know how, instead of ridiculing someone else for expressing themselves and trying to understand whatever the hell they're trying to understand with what's going on in whateverness land, we should try to encourage others or create things that aren't so asshole-ish. I'm trying to spread knowledge. I'm trying to learn at the same time. I have to create my own code because nothing like this has ever been done, guy. There is no reference. I'm not copying anyone, okay? And the more people point me in the direction of people who know in-depth shit about, the occult and this knowledge and mathematics and decoding shit, the more it frustrates me because they don't get it. They don't see it. There's a pattern. There's many patterns. 379, 1 of 7 to 13 of 110, to name a few. And then you got like 1 of 9 of 34 of 659. It's just, and no one does what I do with like the math and the numbers and the upside down, backwards, and flipped mantra of life. So anyway, so I make my own code and I investigate it later, and I truly do believe in gematria. It's Kabbalah. I'm sure it's used to create a reality by our leaders, but to create it in a way that only benefits them and not us. But if you know gematria as a tool that allows you to see words and phrases from a different point of view, and even numbers from a different point of view, 3 points of view, guy, the Trinity, numbers, words, phrases, or letters, words, phrases, n+4, I don't know. Anyway, it offers additional data. The gematria, yes, you do a lot of reading. It offers more data, and then it can maybe play or not play with your synchronicities in life, depending on how spiritual you are or whatever. So let's just try to be a little nicer and supportive of truth, and trying to support those who are searching. And for all of the noise out there and all of the deceivers and all the Bill Nye the Science trannies, ignore that shit and filter the noise. That's all I can say. Don't waste your time making videos on this shit. Don't waste your time decoding the news that's scripted for you. Yeah, Zachary K. Hubbard teaches you how to, do a ritual killing by the numbers, apparently. I don't know. If someone was sick enough, I'm pretty sure they could figure out how to do that. Reverse engineer what's being shown to you by Zachary K. Hubbard and fuck with that guy. Because he knows his birthday and name and shit about him. And he can do something fucked up. Cast negative juju, karma at him or something. Because it is synchronistic, and we're all connected, and the synchronicities I've been finding with others while talking about this are really starting to go lightning speed. So, yes, I will stand up for myself and continue to be an asshole when I deem it appropriate, but I'm not an asshole. I'm having a hard time keeping all of my frustration of life inside, Haven't seen my kids in a very long time. Haven't heard their voice, haven't seen pictures, haven't seen my, I don't know, ex, I guess. I don't know even where they live. I don't like my job. I don't like how they treat us. I don't know. I don't like being around those people for that long because they all know who I'm like. So I need to move on. And I want to move on in free energy. Cellular energy. Fabrication of cellular free energy and testing of cellular free energy and application of cellular free energy so we can iron out all the details and make it really easy for anyone to do it, or do it for them at a reasonable price. I don't like business though. I don't like that. I don't like those numbers, guys. So those numbers scare me. I want humanity to get out of survival mode and start going into living mode all of the time, or most of the time. I want to see improvement. There's so much disinformation and garbage out there. But I mean, think about it. Einstein, theory of relativity. To who? Relative to whose point of view? When they show you the textbooks of our solar system and all the planets are balls, that's technically correct because the observer is out in the middle of the blackness of the waters of space, looking where light is bending for their eyes to see a bunch of balls. If you can somehow manage to get inside the moon and look back into the sky of the flat plane of the moon because of your eyes, you would see the Earth as a ball. You need to understand that if you had a camera with a flat lens and took a picture, that would be the angle of the light and what the light would look like hitting your eyeball before your curvature fucks with it and decodes it into flatness into your brain. Okay? Your spinal cord goes to your asshole, guy. And there's like all of the nerves and shit line up with your spinal cord. It goes to what? Your brain. And all your senses. Okay, you have 5 receive senses. You have sight, taste, sound, touch, and smell. And you have 1 transmit sense from your crown chakra, which is your connection to God. It's the spirit. It's a one-dimensional curved line that goes from your crown chakra into the singularity, which when blown up is an octahedral light source called heaven. You're a receiver as well as a transmitter because you're recording and sending your movie somewhere. You know, the 2-dimensional screen that you see a bunch of 3-dimensional objects on, because we live in 5D Earth, people. It's just a way of playing with the words. You are a receiver and a transmitter. So 5 to 1. 5 to 1! Baby, 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive. David Rothschild managed the Doors, guy.